Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, people. Hope everybody is doing well. And the few people that's in the bushes, hopefully it's somebody that's a supporter of mine, will come on in. Hope everybody is having a um, good Friday. It is time for the weekend where we can have some fun. Hey, Young Riez, we can have some fun. We can do our thing. Hey, Melly Mel. I hope everybody has a good weekend. What y'all got planned for this weekend? I am going to, hey, CC, can y'all hear me? Just put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I am going to put a one in the chat if you can hear me, guys. Let me know. I am going to my aunt's and uncle party, well, anniversary party. They are turning 50, oh, not said turning, they are celebrating their 50th anniversary. So I will be partying up. I'm getting my nails done. Oh, okay. Thank you, Selena. Don't drop the link. You don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna drop the link if I want to. Hey, free thinkers. I'm gonna drop the link just because you said that. But anyway, that they've been together for 50 years, and hey, Lon, and to me, being married for 50 years is a blessing. It doesn't happen often in this day and time. So I am going to be getting ready for that on tomorrow. So I'm going to be ready to party. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to be ready to party. So I'm not going to hold you long. This is like Friday afternoon. So most people are at work or they're probably looking at something else. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about um, how sometimes in our lives we have to learn when to let things go, whether it's relationships, whether it's, bad feelings about someone. Um, Rather than letting go of a job or letting go of a way of thinking. Sometimes we just have to learn to let some things go, and for some people it is harder than others. Some people never get the lesson of letting go. They hold on to dear life until it ends up destroying them in the process. And but before I go into that, I would like to. Um, I never understood when people say shout out, but I guess it's recognizing somebody. So that's why I said shout out to Empress Funny One Love, because I remember when I was going, me, CC, and Cynthia were going through a situation that was on a public embarrassment, and someone was coming at us publicly, and she stood up for us. And I will, and not just her, it was a few other women and some men that stood up for us. Just to name her, because I'm talking about her today. And I remember when she gave me the opportunity to come on her platform to tell my side, because she asked the questions that most people wasn't asking, because again, it's about who we like. It's never about the right or wrong or the facts. It's about opinions, and it's about who we like. But when she gave me the platform, she heard what I had to say, and just kind of looking at both sides of things and looking at everything, she kind of was like, this is not adding up. And she was one of those people that actually stood up to say something about it. And for doing that, to me, that spoke volumes for me. Because like I said, most people just like to stay out of mess. They like to stay out of problems and things, especially that doesn't involve them per se. But sometimes it is a time to speak and it's a time to be silent. And when she spoke on certain things and called certain things out, it made me feel like, wow, this lady has a lot of courage and boldness, even though maybe some people might not like her. I feel she's messy, but it takes a lot of boldness and courage to say exactly what you mean and mean what you say. That takes a lot because in this society, people are so overly sensitive. They like to throw the rock behind their hand, but then when you have somebody that's actually out there saying what maybe a lot of people are thinking, and they just don't say it because they don't want to be ridiculed or talked about so negatively to where that same person starts targeting them. And she was just like, I don't care. She doesn't. And the thing about her that I find appealing is she lets a lot of things um roll off her back like water on a duck's back. And in this type of world, dealing with all types of people, that is the type that is the type of attitude and personality you have to have. Hey, K Smooth. Hey, Uncle L. To deal with people and to deal with people that's coming at you. And for that, I appreciate you, Lon Lon. I always call you Lon Lon. I appreciate you. I thank you for keeping it a bean, whether it's a favorable opinion or not. You are going to speak on whatever you're going to speak on, and you hold you like it is what it is. And I say for that, I give you kudos for that. I give you salute for that because it takes a lot to say what you mean and mean what you say and not worry about the backlash from it all. So thank you so much for taking up for us at that time that we need. Hey, Tamika, that we really needed someone, another woman to speak up for us. And like I said, it was a couple of more that spoke up for us, but she was one of the main ones that I'm going to be I'm highlighting today. And like I said, I'm not gonna hold y'all long, like I said, but I just wanted to let her know that. Also, I just want to talk about letting go. A lot of times you will see in real life, in your everyday life, it'll be some people that you just can't get rid of, and they're either constantly insulting you, they're constantly coming at you, and it's kind of like enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? And I think when people get out of themselves and get out of the hurt feelings, see, a lot of times how people express themselves because they don't know how to deal with hurt feelings. They don't know how to deal with people re- rejecting them, or maybe not being favorable to them, or maybe not wanting to deal with them anymore on that type of level. And some people can have a hard time because they have dealt with so much rejection and abandonment in their lifetime. It's hard for them to let go of pain because sometimes pain makes certain people feel more alive. And then it gives them the ammunition to keep attacking you because of the pain. And it's a weird dynamic, but a lot of people are fueled by pain. They're fueled by hurt feelings and rejection and abandonment because they have dealt with it. So say for instance, if I got to know Cece, and I'm just saying we work together, we on the same job, and I ended up having a liking towards her, not romantically, but platonically. And I ended up taking a liking towards her, but Cece was very clingy. She wanted to talk to me every day. She wanted to be around me every day. She wanted to eat lunch with me, go to dinner. And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little obsessive. It's and also excessive. I'm like, well, I'm not. I don't go that way. I see you as a friend, so I don't know what's going on here. But some people it may not always be romantically. People do that even just platonically with being a friend. They get overly attached to you. And sometimes it is a little much for the other person. And when the person backs up from you, it's not that they're rejecting you. Hey, Agent Smith, it's not that they're rejecting you as a person, but they may need a little space, right? It may not be that they don't want to be around you. They may not like you. It's just they might need that space. And when you have people that struggle and that have abandonment issues and that have rejection issues, they don't know when to let it go. So what do you do? Do you just ignore them or just politely ease away from them? I've had some situations to where I started, kind of not liking a certain person, and I started to kind of back up from them. That person, they feel when you back away. Hey, Shakira, they feel when you back away from them, right? And when you kind of back away from them, they get insulted because they're feeling like you rejected them. They're feeling like you are abandoning them. And they've been such a good person towards you, and they don't understand why you don't want to be around them. But sometimes, as we become adults, we're not always going to be on the same wavelength as other people. It doesn't make another person any less. It's just that you are going in different ways in life, or you see things differently to where it's a contrast with you two. Right? There's a lot more conflict, and it's not to say that you don't like a person. It's just sometimes you may not like a lot of their ways that would maybe cause some conflicts in the future. So you politely back away from people. And sometimes people can sense when you back away. They really can. They can sense when you do, and they don't like it. And I've had some situations to where I tried to do that, not all of a sudden just be like, I'm done with you. I don't want to be around you. You creep me out. As my grandmother would always tell me, feed people with a long handle spoon. And I do that in general. Especially now, I'm very and probably overly cautious now because of the things that I've dealt with. I don't let too many people in my inner space anymore. And I watch what I say. I don't say everything on how I feel. I don't tell my business and nothing like that a lot. That's whatever I got going on. I keep things private now, more private than I have before. And that comes by going through situations and seeing how people move, and you like, nah, I'm good. No new friends. And if you do make it in somehow, and that's through the grace of God, because I'm very cautious, overly cautious at this point. Selena, child, I think I'm done. I, I'm pretty sure you're right. I know you are. I mean, and I hate that, but sometimes, people just don't understand. You don't mean, hey, Denise, you don't mean any harm, but you just are not on the same path as some person. And it don't make that person bad. It just means that we not each other's cup of tea anymore. We have either outgrown each other, we have with our own separate, we're going our own separate ways. And it don't mean no, it's no insult to the other person. It's just that it's time that we move on. And there's a lot of times, I know for me, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with people. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You can say what you want to say, but to have a going back and forth, it takes so much energy. It takes so much hate. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't hate anybody. I know some people may think I hate them. I may dislike them, I may hate some of their ways, their personality, their spirit. Hey, Keita. But I don't hate anybody, because in order to hate someone, you have to have some type of love, some type of affection for another person to actually hate someone. And I don't hate anybody on here. I hate their ways, I hate their character, their personality. But as far as hate them as a whole, I don't. Most of the time, we don't know these people on here, not personally to say that, oh, they this, and I know about them because I grew up with them. I ain't grown up with nobody on this app. Nobody has went to my school. Nobody has, lived around me. Like, I don't know these people. So I can't have no hate in my heart for people, but there is some strong dislike. There is, and I pray every day that if I do got something in my heart that it shouldn't be, that it will be taken out, and that I will actually be I would say a little bit more gracious. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot, but a little. Because you can't let people take advantage of you either. You can't let people, like, I'm in for what what the Bible say, but when it come to um turn the other cheek, I'm like, it ain't gonna be turning no other cheek for me. You know what I'm saying? You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. So that's where I'm like, I don't know about that, Jesus. But anyway, but like I said, sometimes when you're dealing with people and you guys are not on the same level, it's okay to just go your separate ways. Y'all don't have to hate each other. Y'all don't have to get to the point to where I'm going back and forth and exposing things about you. I'ma just tell you right now, if it's one of y'all in the chat that I get close to, and say for instance me and you fall out, or I don't it was a disagreement we had and we had a big argument, I'm not finna get online. I'm not finna go around and tell my family, yeah, she had an abortion when she was 15, she had this happen, she was raped, she was out. I'm not finna do all that. You know why? Because you reap what you sow. So the same thing that you're doing to other people, it's gonna come back to you. You just don't know how and when. So you can dislike someone or have a disagreement with someone, not always publicly. You can do things behind the scenes. And that goes like even me and my friends. I'm not gonna go on Facebook and talk about what they did to me and how I can't stand them no more and how I can't trust them. I'm gonna have a conversation. That's what grown people, adults have conversations. They don't go having tantrum tantrums and doing things that is really unfitting for an adult. Like, I wish some people would have more conversations. And one thing about sometimes the African American community, we don't communicate well because we haven't been taught to. Most of the time, we've heard our family, mother and father, going at each other, or even if we weren't around our mother and father, we heard our families always having arguments and being crazy and doing busting windows out of people's cars and all this kind of weird stuff. Like, it's okay to have a conversation with a person behind the scenes. You talk to them behind the scenes, so what you have to say to them, why would you make a public thing about it? You know what I'm saying? Why would you try to embarrass somebody publicly, or berate them, or you know just degrade them constantly, degrade them and say things about them, publicly. There's nobody that I would say, any of my supporters, and even the people that don't come in my chat anymore, but they still support me. I want to have a conversation with you privately. I don't want to have, and if we can't come to a resolution, then we can part ways without being harmful to each other. We should be able to do that. If I have a problem with Lonnie, if I have a problem with Keita, if I have a problem with Harley or whomever or Cece, there should, since I've talked to them behind the scenes, hey Chris, I should be able to go to them behind the scenes. I shouldn't, when I wake up in the morning, see my name on a live. Hey Tyrone, how are you, sweetie? I shouldn't see it. I shouldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I talk to these people. So when these people come to me, hopefully they gonna come to me in private, where our information, our confrontation does not go publicly. And I wish people would take that into consideration. Sometimes when we go, I would say in the heat of the moment, that is not always the best time to confront an issue. I have made the mistake sometimes because I remember one time, I think it was last week, I got mad at somebody, and I've been holding this back for a while. It was about a certain person, you know, that be on here. And I was talking normally, and then all of a sudden, I just said what I said, you know, and I don't even think that was bad for me doing that because I've been holding it in. And it's not like this person actually hit me up behind the scenes and talked it out with me. So I'm like, well, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? So it is, you know, some things it is what it is. But like I said, if you usually have a good rapport with people and you've had some type of relationship with them and y'all have talked behind the scenes, do people like you want to be treated? Right. It's all about conflict resolution. It's all about trying to find, can we mend this or can we go our separate ways peacefully? That's what it's about. It's not about showing how dirty you are, how I can't stand you, how you the scum of the earth, how you you know, all of these bad names. And it's like, but just yesterday I was your best friend. I was good with you. I rock with you. Like how fast people turn. A lot of situations can be resolved if people did the right thing when it happened, right? And what I mean, sometimes you can have a argument or a disagreement. Instead of you going about your way, still thinking about it, going over in your head, and then it's like, I'm gonna make a lie, or I'm gonna expose this person to my family and friends. You're doing stuff at the heat of the moment, and it's going to make things worse. Some people go so far, they go at the point of no return. Now, some people I don't care nothing about to the point to where I want to return. Like, if we ain't good no more, we ain't good. Like, I don't need to go back. But as some people, things can actually be salvaged, right? Things can actually be restored if we have a conversation. But you have, right, Case Move, you have so many mean spirited people, so many people that have psychological and mental issues, so many people, I think, some people, not all, but I think some people might be demon possessed. I'm just gonna be 100 with you. You know, you got all that going on. Hey, realist, how are you, sweetie? You got all that going on, and you got to try to figure out, okay, can I have a conversation with this person? More than likely, you can't because they're unreasonable and they're irrational. Now, in all of this, I don't take people's sides. I see things for what they are, and I try to get beyond it's about who you like. Again, I don't hate anybody on this app because you would actually have to love and have care and have a caring feelings about them to actually hate people. But there is some people that I don't like their way. I strongly dislike their ways. I don't like them as I would say, from what I see as a person, but I don't hate anybody. But I'm willing, depending on who it is, I'm willing to have a conversation without it going overboard. I'm willing to set aside my ego, and this is depending on who it is. Because some people, I don't want no conversation with them. There's nothing you can say to me. I can forgive you eventually, but I don't want to deal with you. That it's done because you're not a reasonable person. But if you come to me humbly and be like, "Hey, I want to have a conversation. You don't overtalk me. I don't overtalk you. And you come to me like an adult, I'll be willing to have a conversation with most people." Okay. Because I'm not going to lie and say everybody, because that's just not realistic. Some people you will never have a conversation with because they're unreasonable. They're irrational in their logic. They have no logic. Their only logic is to prove to you that they're right and you are wrong. That's their only logic. But if I can find a person that's willing to say, I'm willing to have a conversation with you, I'm not trying to be rude or, sarcastic or have any sarcasm towards you. I really would like to have a conversation. I would be more than willing to have a conversation with them. I can set aside myself to hear what you say without blowing off or going off at the handle, right? But you have to have somebody on that same wavelength. You can't, when most people that do struggle with certain uh mental illness or some type of person, what maybe stems from a personality disorder, sometimes those people are kind of hard to reach. So you leave those type of people, let them go at their own devices. But you should always keep your eye open. Never get too comfortable and say, I'm going to pay everybody dust, because some people are really out of this world crazy. And you need to pay attention to an extent. But I would say going back and forth with people um, publicly is not, especially if I had a relationship, some type of relationship with them, whether friendship or romantically. I'm not, hey, Metal Clips, how are you, sweetie? I'm not finna go back and forth with you. Not publicly anyway. You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody in my everyday life and in my real world that I said my real world, in my metaverse world, that I hate so much. I don't, like I said, hey Cole, I don't hate anyone. I don't. But like I said, it's just some people you're not gonna have a conversation with them because they're not reasonable. Please push the like button, everyone. Thank you so much, Cole, for coming in. Um, yeah, so to get back on what I was saying, okay, what did you say, Miss Selena? I'm definitely willing to have a positive conversation with you whenever you are available. Okay. All right. Yeah, hate is a strong word. Yes, it is a strong feeling too. But you reject some of these people out here. You reject some of these folks, they will hate you. And you like, I didn't sleep with you. I didn't kiss you. I didn't do none of that. And they hate you that bad. I think that's really interesting. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff stems from it stems from a lot of hatred. It stems from a lot of jealousy. It stems from a lot of abandonment issues, a lot of rejection. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for hate on social media. I don't have time for it nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not say hate, I may dislike your personality strongly, You know what I'm saying? I might not don't want to fool with you. I don't want to deal with you. But as far as hate, like I said, that's really, really strong. But all I can say is some things you cannot avoid. There's going to be some people that you back away from, or go your separate ways, and they will refuse. Um, they will refuse you to do that. They want you to acknowledge that I am here. You're going to hear me out. You hurt me. What do you do when people do that? Do you acknowledge that? Do you acknowledge, okay, I'm sorry that I hurt you? Hey, Brooklyn Lady Ellie, do you acknowledge, okay, I hear that I hurt you. Okay, why couldn't we have had this conversation publicly? I mean, privately. Why does everything have to happen publicly? Like I say, a lot of things can be resolved if people talk to each other instead of talking at each other. I'm going to be honest with you. It makes me leery to become friends or be associates with any new person sometimes, because you run into people that have been raised differently. They have different triggers, and you don't. I'm kind of one of them people. I don't want to offend people. I want to, sometimes not be a good too goody two shoes, but I kind of want to be like a person where I get along with people and just like to have fun, just like to party, just everybody, let's have fun, let's not fight. That kind of personality. And then but you run into some situations where you can't really be like that with people. Like you just can't, because everyone has different triggers and everybody has been raised differently. And if I say this one thing, then you're thinking that I'm talking about you or I'm saying something negative about you. And that might not be what I'm trying to do or say. So I am very skeptical now of taking on new people into my life because of the situations that I've been through, and how people are so easily triggered and you don't know what their triggers are. This isn't a place for your feelings. You're supposed to be on here to have fun. If you dislike someone, just stay away from them. It's easy. Oh, yes, it is cold, but a lot of people, they don't, it's not that easy. I have been through situations where, um, you know, people didn't like me, but instead of them moving on, they kept talking about me over and over and over again. So, and I had left them alone, left their side of the world, and in the internet world, I had went way over here. But I'm still hearing my name. You know, I'm still hearing things that would insinuate that, oh, it's me. That they're talking about. So it's like you can do that. You have the mindset. That's what I'm saying. You might have the mindset to live and let live, or let bygones be bygones. But some people don't have that mindset. They just like to keep dragging it, and dragging it on. And you, as the person, either you're going to deal with it by addressing it, or you're going to deal with it by ignoring it. You just have to make that decision on what's best at the time. Celine, they still will talk about you even though you don't say anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have people bring up my name, old stuff, and, like I hate them. I'm like, I could be getting married, uh, about to start my own business. I could be about to have a baby, move to another city or country, and do you know them people will still have that grudge on you? They still will have that grudge on you instead of just moving on. There's a time and a place for everything. There's also a season for everything. And there's also a season to let go. There's a season to move on. You're not going to like everybody in this world. It may be some people you downright despise. But the end of the day, ain't nothing is going to harm them. It's going to harm you because you have so much hate in your heart, you can't move on from it. And it's a little thing called obsession. And people need to take accountability that they may have an obsession towards a particular person, thing, or persons. You have to. I hear so many people on social media, and even I've heard some things like in my life where I've heard people say they need to take accountability for what they did. But what about what you did? What about the things that you said that stirred the pot? What about the actions that you could have did that could have changed stuff? See, a lot of you'll have people that will point the finger all the time at other people, but they don't look at themselves. And I say that all the time. And I wish people would get it instead of just putting their stuff on other people. Look, you got some stuff. You got some obsessive behavior. What you talking about? Wrong chat. You got some obsessive behavior. You got some stuff that, people get tired of you fast. I had this one young lady, she was real cool, but you know, she came off to me like she was a little obsessive with me, for some apparent reason. She was very complimentary, so that kind of, you know, not made me have caution, but she was just very complimentary of me. So it kind of made me like, okay, is this real, or is this person just, you know, full of, manure? And it came to a point to where she always wanted to be around me. She always wanted to call me, and I'm like, I don't think I'm that great, but thanks. And you know, when we stopped being friends, she was very evil spirit towards me. She would make a point to let people know that I was she was like saying lies like I was a whore. Hey, Will, like I was a hoe, and that I was a mean person. I was this type of person. I was that type of person. And I'm like, God, dog, for a person that seemed like they liked me so much, they almost started to seem like they hate me just because I backed away from them. And I started to think that yeah, this person got a problem. And it really was an obsession problem. And when I got that person out of my life, because like I said, she was very clingy to the point to where it suffocated me. And I'm more of a person, I'm free spirited in the point of, not free spirited with my body, but free spirit as in I like to do things, certain things, go places, learn about different types of people, just enjoy life. So I don't really enjoy someone being so clingy and suffocating towards me. So ended up when she did, hey worldwide, I'm not showing any titties today, okay? I like Miss with worldwide. I ain't showing no titties today. But when when she ended up, when I kind of backed off from her, she ended up hating my guts. I'm like, damn, how you gonna go from liking me Like we cool, like you want to be around me, you want to be like me or look like me, and to you hating me. It was unreal because she seen that I was trying to separate myself from her. She suffocated the hell out of me, and it made me very uncomfortable. And I don't have anything against other people that like the same sex, but that wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I like guys, so I don't know if she kind of had some of that with her or she was just very obsessive with me. And I ended up once I kind of separated myself from her, she hated me for it. She despised me and made it very clear that she didn't like me. Now, it's some people, and this is different. This is different. Like you cool with somebody, and all of a sudden they just don't like you, or and just block you, something like that. That's different. Cause I know I'm not no clingy person. Cause first of all, especially not over another woman, and I'm not even clingy with a man, and I'm heterosexual. So let alone with a woman, I'm not gonna be that way at all. So if they say that I was being clingy, they a lie. Cause baby, what I don't have a problem with is being obsessive with nobody, not clingy with nobody. Cause I have family and friends. But anyway, cause I have to put that out there. Cause some people, anyway. So yeah, I had to, I had to. What are you talking about, Keita? Nope, I'm good. Oh, some people are aware of boundaries. Oh, yeah, they are. And that's another thing. People are not um they don't understand boundaries and how I don't know you that well. Or even if I am getting to know you, there's just certain levels I'm not willing to go with you right now. I have to get to know you and like an older woman told me, you have to know people for a summer and a winter sometimes, and even then you still might not know them. But when I was dealing with people, I have boundaries. Like there's certain things that's just for me now, because I understand people flip on you. some of the people you think some of the people you think that you really like at the time, they can switch on you like Texas weather. Texas one day is sunny, and the next 5 minutes it's storming. So what I'm saying is there's some people like that. They're so fickle, and you can't allow them all in your space because they haven't earned that trust with you. So you have to create boundaries how far you are willing to go with certain people. And I'm sorry, you're not going to treat everybody the same. There's going to be some people you have about 50 feet away, and there's some people you're going to have close to you. You're right, Denise. They will turn on you, and they have no hesitation after they do it because they're blaming you. They're blaming you for their obsession. They're blaming you for their problems. But sometimes those are the same people that talk about having accountability. In order for you to talk about accountability, you have to be accountable to yourself first, right? Can't be talking about having accountability and you're not having any. You're not understanding that I don't hate you. I just have boundaries that cannot be crossed. I don't know you. And when people learn that, they will understand. Don't be offended so easily, but understand I am getting to know you. I don't know you from a can of paint. And you want me to allow you all in my space. So I'm just talking a little bit about this, and I'm gonna put the link in the chat because anybody, like I said, please come with the subject. Don't Let's stick to the subject. I don't know if Lonnie's still in here or not, but that would, she would like to come up, or and you more than welcome. But like, I want to know how you guys feel with that. Do when you have boundaries to, towards people, do people get offended? And if they do, how do you deal with it? For some people, I don't care. They have that kind of ideal. I don't care if they get offended. Hell, I don't know them. But the person that feels a certain kind of way, you gonna hear about it. They gonna let you know how much they can't stand you and how much they hate you. They hate you for backing up from them, calling you fake, calling you phony, all types of names. If it interrupts my peace, I refuse to deal with it. We grown. This isn't high school. Okay. Hey, Will T. Hey, Will.
Hey,
How are you?
life agrees with me. Yeah, I
So, what
promise
you
you,
think
man.
about this subject?
I came in on the book part of it, but I read your title. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if this makes sense. Some people they get so used to people that they can't let them go, and then when they let them go, you know, it takes something out their body, like their energy, you know,
Right.
because the energy you put in that person, and for that person to let you down, is like, damn, I put all this energy into you. I done wasted my energy. That's why as a man, what I mean, I hate the as a man shit, but uh, me being a man, I'm old enough to know what peace is, and peace feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and that should go for anybody, like men, women, dogs, cats, birds. Find your peace, and you
Right.
won't you will see you won't deal with it. You won't deal with it. You wouldn't cling yourself to it and all that. I was
Uh-huh.
saying in your chat that a lot of people come to me like, "Will, you act like you got this nonchalant attitude. You so calm all the time and all that."
Mm-hmm.
And I say thank you, and I say thank you because I done seen
Mm-hmm.
it all. I know my peace. I know myself. I know
Right.
what I'm not gonna tolerate. It was a learning process. I know what I'm not gonna tolerate or tolerate. But the
Mm-hmm.
first signs of somebody doing some fraud, you know, I'm out of there because that's interrupting my peace. You supposed, what I mean,
Exactly.
whoever it is in your life, supposed to be your peace, supposed to be your backbone. Because everybody don't have good days all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's up to the other person, the person you close to, your peace,
Right.
to be like, it'll be all right. They give people energy. It'll be all
Mm-hmm.
right. You keep it pushing. So
Right.
you gotta eliminate them negative energy. You gotta, because it's gonna bring you down.
Yeah.
You know. So that's what the state I'm at. Like I'm at peace. Like, and it feel good. It feel real good. And once you get a taste of that, it's addictive. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
tattoo. You can't just get one.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
Hey, K Smooth. Yeah, and that's how I feel too. You, K Smooth, you're gonna have to get me off of the echo. But that's exactly how I feel as well. I When I feel like someone is being kind of obsessive with me, or a person that's doing the most, it makes me very uncomfortable. And when I feel uncomfortable, I'm not gonna fool with you too long. I'm just not, because I've been down the road. Man and women, they try to get too close to you, and it's too much. I always think any type of relationship, whether platonic or romantically, it should happen organically. right? I don't want anyone that suffocates me, and when I feel like they're suffocating me, then I will uh depart from them very quickly. So yeah. You have anything to add to this case smooth? Okay. Case smooth, are you
Yes,
there?
ma'am.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to
Can you
add to
hear me?
this? Yes, I can hear you.
Oh
Salute to
yeah.
the panel. Salute to the panel.
Yes. Salute to everybody in the panel in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listening and everything. I understand exactly what you're saying. Um, I'm trying to just wrap my because it's a lot. Like it's a lot of avenues with just this one topic right here. So I was trying to like get a scenario, and then I could respond to that, like from my perspective.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm just
if
not.
you
I don't like negativity or pressure or stress. I
yeah.
don't like
Okay, your phone's breaking up.
it's just supposed to and it's supposed to be, it's supposed to uh, okay.
Okay, we can't hear you, K Smooth. You might want to drop down and then come back up, and then I'll let you
Yes, ma'am.
I'll let you back up. I don't know why.
Okay.
You can come back up once you drop down. Let's see. Okay, young Riaz, what you have to add to this? Okay, young Riaz, we can't hear you, sweetie.
I think everybody breaking up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Will T, real good.
You
Okay.
breaking up, young brother Riaz. You breaking up, brother. That's my
Okay.
brother right there. That's like my little brother right there. Like he get talked about on here and everything, and he still keep it pushing. He still keep it positive. He don't got no smoke with people. He rock with everybody. You gotta
Hmm.
appreciate that. That's a man. That's a young man at peace.
Hey,
See,
Mystery Sky. Hmm.
that's a young man at peace.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna let you up one more time. Okay, what you gotta add to this, young Riaz?
To add to this is I agree with your point, but also with me though, what I do is instead of giving them people the energy they want, I give them the exact opposite. I just give them good positive energy and give the exact opposite energy. So basically, throwing them off and stuff like that, I can ignore them if I want to, but I just do the opposite energy, and yeah,
Hey,
that's
Mo. Yeah, that's a good idea to do it, but sometimes when you're in different situations, it's not always that cut and dry. It's not always that simple. You have some people that don't know how to let go, and you have to make the decision. Are you going to just walk away, ignore them? Or are you going to talk to them and let them know the reason why you're doing what you're doing? Or are you just gonna walk away and don't care nothing about it? And then when you do that, you have to be willing to understand that some people's responses may not be I would say mature, that it might be a lot of immaturity, a lot of obsession, and then you don't know what people's triggers are. Some people have triggers that they've dealt with, rejection or abandonment issues. So if it's somebody they really like or care about, if they say, basically kind of part ways, they react in a way that is not normal because of their triggers. So it's
nice.
not so cut and dry, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, that makes sense though. Actually makes sense a lot. I don't do that all the time, but I mean the way you're saying either ignoring them or I just talk it out. I prefer to do the mature way. Talk it out first. If I don't work, I'll just ignore them, or I won't be a doormat. I will give them. I will pretty much tell them, look, I don't like what you're doing here. Either leave me alone, or I'm going to actually, give you the same energy you want. So I just decided to just, no, I just do is just walk away and ignore them. And if we're in the same place, I won't respond.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's a good way, for you to do that. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
basically,
because
you
we
just
all
kind
got.
of, yeah, we all have different ways of doing things.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
22.
I'd be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Straight up, man. Like if you show me some fried shit, I ain't gonna deal with you no more. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
even try to waste my time by trying to make it up to figure out why you. Nah, I ain't got time for that. We all
Right,
grown people. We all grown people, man. Like, come on now. But
right.
I got two questions for you, Selena.
Hmm.
Uh, how many people? I mean, when you, I don't know your age and all that, but how old was you when you realized your piece to the point that there's somebody you could spot it out like, oh no, he or she ain't good for me. I'm gonna leave that alone. Was it at a young age or you had to like,
I think, like I said, that incident, because I can remember like it was yesterday. That happened when I was, so what year was that? I think it was 1998, and I was in middle school, and that's when I met that young lady. That was my first issue I had with a obsessive friend, I would say. So that was 1998, and I was in middle school, so seventh grade. And then after that, when I went through that situation, when I went got in high school, I didn't really have that problem. I just had, normal friends. But then I think once I got in adulthood in my early 20s, like I kind of started, experiencing people that kind of like to attach themselves to me, but I wasn't for sure what they was doing. Like, what are you trying to get from me? It seemed sometimes when people attach themselves to you fast and they compliment you a lot, they want something. Not I'm gonna say 95% of the time they want something, but you just sometimes don't know what it is. So I would say I started really seeing some of that when I got in my early 20s. In your 30s, you see it even more. Once you see any type of signs that resemble that obsessive person or that person that always wants to be around you, you you start to be guarded and you start treating them with a long handle spoon. You know what I'm saying? Like you try not to talk to them that much. You try to have some type of boundaries with them. Cuz if not, they'll get too comfortable with you. And then once a person gets too comfortable with you, that's it. They start acting real kind of crazy with you. Like they knew you since you was a kid. So,
yeah,
especially now, I'm real cautious with all the stuff that I have dealt with. I'm real cautious now. Like you definitely, it'll be hard for a lot of people to get in right now because I just don't know. I don't understand what a lot of these people be on. Like this is YouTube. Like if a person don't want to deal with you, they shouldn't have to deal with you.
I think like it's because
Yeah.
you found your piece. That leads me to my second question to you. What you don't got to say your age and all that shit, but when did you find your peace? You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not gonna tolerate this. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna deal
Um,
with this.
I would say, um, I would say 30. Uh-huh. I would say 30. I was like, Yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time. If I don't like you or you just ain't my cup of tea, you just ain't my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say 30 hours like that. And yeah, I'm just not gonna waste my time.
Mm,
Yeah, because I caught on
I feel
like
you though.
I was like close to. We say young brother.
Oh, sorry, I was just about to say, I remember a few times actually when I was in secondary school, or you guys could high school, I remember a few friends or something used to say around them. They used to try and irritate me, and I used to be very explosive with them. Not like physically, but I always get mad. But then eventually you said, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm out of here. And I moved away from them people and stuff like that. But I said, look, we're friends though, but I'm not going to tolerate you anymore. Now, basically, since I became in my early 20s, I found a creative way to pretty much deal with them. Instead of giving them, like, the same energy they want, the anger, aggressive, I deal with them just how they want me to deal with them, but I'm very creative with it. I just do it in a very soft way, basically. It's like very creative.
Yeah. hmm Yeah, and sometimes, like I say, you could do it young Riez way, or you could do it just like walk away. Hell, and then a lot of times, like I said, some people might not like you for it. They might think you the worst person in the world, but I'm like this. My peace of mind is more worth than arguing or doing anything to you. I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that people can learn, leave people alone. If folks don't want to be bothered with you, they don't have to be bothered with you. We are all adults. We can go our own way in peace, and nothing has to be taken in a way where we're harming or being mean to another person. Is basically how I feel about it. You just leave things alone, and if
Yeah,
people,
like
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying if people would learn to do that, then things would be a lot better. It just wouldn't be so, focusing on trying to get somebody back. Just because the person don't want to fool with you, it doesn't say that they don't think you a decent person. You just might not be their cup of tea. You know?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I'll be thinking like this. If like when a person is not like you said, cup of tea, it's because they didn't find a peace. Like it's not easy. It's not easy at all to find your peace. Like to be in your own, you know, standards while opening up to others. Be
Right.
open up to others. Like because it's different levels. Because like say for instance, I know me having this conversation with you or with the live you had. I know you at peace. I'm at peace.
Right.
So I'm not gonna violate your peace, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Right.
I'm sure you won't violate mine because we stand on that.
Right.
It's so easy to do is
It
to
is.
respect people's peace, man. Like, because that's the only thing we got at individuals. It's like a fingerprint. Our peace is like a
Exactly.
fingerprint. But
Right.
you also got people out here, with gloves on, can't even see their fingerprints, and they cause people hell out here.
Yeah.
That's because they didn't
True.
find a peace. You know, like I said, I
Yeah.
got a different way of talking. I got a different way of talking. I just hope people follow me on this. You know what I mean?
Right. And Kita said, just move on. It's not that serious. If a person is down with you, walk away. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand.
It,
Um, you don't have to be bothered with people. Just go on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my grandmother was one of them people. She told it like it is, and then when people would get too much on her nerves, she said, You better just go on." You know what I'm saying? Because my grandmother, she'll get a brick and bust you upside your head. My grandmother didn't play, and she always carried her pistol in her purse. So people need to realize everybody not, and it's not so much people are scary because you can find the person that is most you think is scary or that don't really like confrontation, you think they scary. They really trying to spur you. And what I'm saying is a lot of times you don't know what people triggers are. And if you keep pushing that trigger, you'll find out. You will
That's
find out, and it will not be favorable unto you. So
true.
I think people need to understand that no one has to be a friend to you. No one has to like you. You know what I'm saying? We all have our different likes and dislikes about people's personalities. And it's just certain people you're not going to be able to rock with. It doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that we are not on the same path. We have nothing in common. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think
True.
when people learn that, they will not have so much hurt feelings. They will learn to move on and go with the people that actually like you. Deal with
That's
the
true.
people that actually like you. You know what I'm saying? And like I
Yep.
say, this is nothing to nobody in particular. So don't nobody ask me who I'm talking about because it ain't nobody in particular. I'm talking about my life experiences and what I have dealt with in dealing with people. And sometimes you just have to create boundaries when you see a person is overly emotional or overly obsessive with you. Because some I don't think I don't know if some people recognize that they are really obsessive with a person. When you wake up in the morning and you got your eye on a person and to get a person back, you are obsessed at that point. When you go to sleep, you're finding a way to get back at that person. That person's on your mind. At that point, you are obsessed. Period.
Mm, yeah.
Nobody should take up your mind, the minding, the space in your mind to the point to where your whole agenda is to seek vengeance on that person. Do you know how many times I've been wronged and people blame stuff on me that wasn't even true? I didn't wake up every day wanting to get those. Well, I woke up some days wanting to get them back. I ain't gonna lie, but I wasn't obsessed to the point to where I focused in on them and everything they said and everything they did. That takes a lot of mental work. That takes away from your spirit, and it just grows more bitterness inside of you. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
I ain't gonna hold
Yeah.
you, Miss Lena.
Oh,
I wake up like every day, if somebody say something about me, I don't care what it is, reality,
mhm.
YouTube, if it's not real, yeah, I wake up with that same energy. But
Right?
I end up changing my mind, like it's not even worth it.
Yeah, it's
But
not worth
you
it.
know, but
yeah.
when I do, like especially on YouTube, when I do go at people, it's for what it is. I
Mhm.
never, I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
ain't no telling
Yeah.
what I strike. But it's just the point to leave me alone. If I'm chilling, I'm chilling. Don't
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah,
Don't
that's true though.
I'm just being honest. That's the way I leave it alone afterwards. But
Mhm.
I gotta me as a nah. You got me fucked up.
Right.
That's my
Right.
Yeah.
thing. You got me fucked up.
Mm. Yeah, that's true though. Actually, at my age though, I'm pretty much learning these things anyway, in some way before. Actually, I was a bit the type of person to cling on to someone, won't let go or anything like that. Not in a bad way, but, I wasn't too sure. But then, at this point, the point you're saying, I'm starting to learn that for myself. You can't, not everyone can be your friend, not everyone's gonna be what you like and stuff, I'm learning this type of stuff now. And I used to, at some point though, I used to like think about if someone thought about this, I'd give them that. But this point, I'm just learning, what? Is it really worth it? So I just like, what? I'm done here. So I just let
Yeah.
go.
Well, we appreciate you, young Riaz. I appreciate your insight on that. And you had some good info to give us on how you handle certain things. And hopefully, some people, if they do struggle with that, they'll maybe some of your advice will help someone. Um, but it's just unfortunate. People just need to learn. Person don't want to be bothered with you, just leave them alone. I appreciate you, young Riaz. You can go ahead and drop down, sweetie. Thank you so much. You had a
Oh,
lot
no
to
problem.
value the conversation.
Okay, no problem, Say. Thank you very much for having me up. All right.
All right. We appreciate you.
Same here. Bye.
Bye. But yeah, Will T, I appreciate you as well too. And like I say, we just have to learn to be adults, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of every day, if you are past 25, okay, you need to wise up and and move on. And if more people learn to do that, it'll be a better world. Just leave folks alone. They don't want to be bothered with you. It don't mean you're a horrible person or the worst person in the world, but it does mean that that person ain't feeling you no more, and
Yeah.
that's their right.
All right, Miss Lena, you have a good one. I'm about to get ready for this family thing, but
Thank you,
you,
Will T.
you know,
It's always a joy. I appreciate you for your insight.
yeah, it's okay to say no to people. That's when you get to see how
Exactly.
people. That's how you get to see the true the true essence in people. When you say
Mm-hmm.
no to them, no don't mean it's necessarily bad.
Mm-mm.
No mean no. How you take
Exactly.
it, how that person take it, read it. Read how that person
Exactly.
take that no.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you determine who got your back or not.
Exactly. Thank you
But
so much, Will T.
yeah, have a blessed one. I'll be talking in code, so
Yeah, no, I understand exactly what you're saying. Like I said, and I appreciate you for that. Like I said, no means no. If you don't want to deal with somebody, hey, you either respect that or you just be mad.
yeah,
Oh,
make
oh, Keita's
no.
coming up.
But
Okay.
I gotta drop down. I appreciate
Oh,
you
you
having
want
me
to?
over here.
Thank you for coming. Please come back again. Okay.
I rock with you.
All right.
All
I
right,
appreciate you.
likewise.
Okay, I'm gonna put the link back in the chat, Keita, if you want. Thank you, 22. If you want to come up, you should say, "Give me a minute. I'm going to come up." Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, everybody just take the lesson. You know what I'm saying? People don't have to be dealing with you. It's no offense. It's just that when it's time to move on, it's time for people to move on. I always say, like people that like you. If a person don't want to fool with you no more, it is their prerogative. It is their choice, and it's nothing bad. Sometimes it might not it be anything bad towards you. Maybe you're just not. They're not. They're in a place in their life that they can't handle certain things or certain people at that time. Hey, farmer. Hey, Nancy. If they're at a certain point in their life to where they can't deal with it, and maybe they have tried to. Because I know I'm one of them people. I always used to try to uh well, nothing. If this person don't need to be there, they don't need to be there. And that's just point blank. Hey, Keita.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted
Hey,
to say, hey, I can't stay up long. I just wanted to say this. Like you've been saying, if somebody don't want to be bothered with you, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. If somebody doesn't want to be bothered with you, just walk away. It's not that serious. There's no
Yeah.
need for making videos and doing a bunch of dumb stuff. You look real crazy out here. Anyways, I will say this, and I don't care who gets offended. It's a bunch of backroom uncles and aunties in this sector. Straight up. I'm not
See.
gonna dance around it. I'm not gonna play. It's a whole bunch of backroom aunties and uncles in this sector,
Uh-huh.
and it's ridiculous. Know when to walk away. It's not that serious. If somebody don't want to be your friend, walk away. Listen, I don't. Either it's always I always say this. Either you like me or you don't. I don't overstay my
Exactly.
welcome. The first time I pick up on you, not you don't want to be bothered with me, I'm gone. Like it's not
Exactly.
that serious. I don't chase nobody, no
Mm-hmm.
one. People out
Mm-hmm.
here making they grown, looking like real clowns out here, real
Mm-hmm.
clowns. And if the
Yeah.
shoe fits it, you wear it. I said it. It's Keita. I said it. And that's all I had to say. I ain't want to bring nothing to your thing because I'll say too much. So, Selena, you have a
No,
blessed one. I
I,
just wanted to
well,
say that.
well, Keita, I appreciate your honesty, and if more people was kind of like you in some way, straight to the point. See, I get to that point where you are when I'm like mad. Then I'm gonna tell you, your breath stink, get your ass away from me. All that kind of stuff. I've been really holding back. Like it's coming out. And so I gotta get to the point to I'm kind of like you to where it's like don't give so many people so many chances. You get what I'm saying?
This
I had that kind of thing, and I think it resulted in me being a people pleaser and not wanting to be mean, or because like I said, when I did do that to certain people and they got so upset with me to the point that they wanted to do something to me, and I'm like, what in the world? I just went my own way. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to get to that point where you are, to where I'm like, and I think I'm there. I'm pretty close there now, to where I'm just like, look, I don't mean no harm. I don't dislike you, but I can't deal with your personality. And maybe I can word it a little better, but it's just some people you just can't deal with, and you can't fool with them. So, but I want to get where you are, to that point where I'm like, no, I ain't got time for it ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how I am. When I get mad, everything comes out. So right. So that's why I'm just like, I have to get to that point where I can just not not try to entertain it or trying to be nice. Sometimes you can't be nice to people, because when you be nice to people, it ends up biting you in the butt. Sometimes
absolutely.
you can't have certain patience with certain people, because it will eventually affect you in the process, you know.
Absolutely. And
So yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna stay up here long. I just wanted to say that. I mean, let's
Thank-
not dance around it.
yeah,
It's
let's
too
not.
much. It's people. Yeah, people do too much, and it needs to stop because you just making yourself look like a plum food out here, straight up.
Okay. Well, Keita,
So
my girl,
I'm out.
Keita,
I'm
K
out of here.
Smooth said Keita with a K, 100. So, honey, somebody feeling you. Okay. So we appreciate you, Keita. You're always a
Yeah,
joy
I'm
when you
out.
come up here. All right.
All right. See you
I will
later.
talk. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, so you heard it from Keita. It's not that serious. Let's just walk away. We don't have to degrade someone. We don't have to drag people's names in the mud because we don't like somebody. It comes a point where people need to just be grown and just say, I don't like that person, or I don't like what that person did, but oh well, it happened. Let me move on to people that actually do like me, and that's kind of, after you have your little pity party or your little, tension tantrum, I would say, you eventually get over it, because everybody's not going to be for you. You're not going to be for everybody, and everybody's not going to be for you. And that's just what that is, you know? So, guys, I hope you have a good weekend. I might come back Saturday. I don't know, because, like I said, I have a big event Saturday. So, I don't know. But I wish everybody to have um, a great weekend. I hope that you take this advice, if create boundaries with people. And also if you are an obsessive person, you need to learn to create boundaries for yourself, because that is what is going to protect you and your feelings. And if you know you're an obsessive, clingy person, you definitely need to really figure out why did you become that way and how to not be that way, because nobody in their right mind, unless something is mentally ill with them, wants someone that is that clingy. I know for me, I like an affectionate man, but do not be clingy. Do not be harassing me. That annoys me. So, if I like you, I like you, but don't go overboard, please. And that's what I'm telling other people. Learn your boundaries. Give give people boundaries, and also, let your no be no and your yes be yes. You don't want to fool with nobody. You don't want to fool with them. You don't mean no. Hey, I don't mean no harm. You're a valuable person, but I'm just not at the place right now that me and you could be in each other's life, and we might not ever need to be. But if I see you, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have no hate towards nobody that you don't fool with, or they don't fool with you. Leave folks alone. Be at peace with yourself. You can't be at peace with yourself when you constantly spewing out hatred, when you constantly spewing out bitterness. Be at peace with yourself and learn when it's time to move on. And that, honey, is the gospel. Because what was that? Not in Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. There's a season under the sun for everything. There's a season to let go. There's a season to embrace. Learn it. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, it has that's true. That's true. There is a time when you embrace someone, and there's a time when you let go. And when people learn to do that, your feelings will be less hurt, and other people's feelings, whether they be hurt or not, they'll just have to be hurt, because your peace is much worth more than being with someone that is bringing either uh, you know, toxic feelings or toxic environment. Your peace is much more than somebody making you feel unhappy or making you cringe because you trying to please somebody else. You better stop trying to be a people pleaser. And I'm talking to myself because I'm a people pleaser. But until you the one come out with the short end of the stick, because you so busy trying to be a people pleaser. And these people thinking, because I know I have my friend Denise gets on to me sometimes. And you're like, Selena, you should have did. And I was like, I know, but. And now I'm at the point now I done got in so much mess. Now I'm like, oh hell no. Once I see it coming, back the hell up. Don't come this way. Or I like you, but I gotta be 100 with you. You're a little scary. Okay. So some people need to know the truth, and they really need to understand that their behavior is very off-putting. I've never been attracted to a clingy, like I told y'all before just a minute ago. I've never been attracted to clingy men. I like affectionate men, but there is a time and place for everything. Don't call me 100 times. I'm gonna start thinking you don't have a job. And then on top of that, you getting on my nerves, and I'm trying to be nice and not tell you. Please don't call me 100 times a day. That's weird. Things like that. And it's like, why should I even have to tell grown men that? It's just, to me, that's common sense, but common sense ain't common. But anyway, teach his own. Know your boundaries and don't let nobody cross them. And I'm talking to me when I say that. Know your boundaries and let somebody know that don't know your boundaries. Let them know too. Because some people, if they feel like you too nice, they think that they can do and say and get over those boundaries when you really don't want them to go that far with you. So I'm learning, say what you mean and mean what you say, and quit all dancing around stuff. Sometimes I do dance around stuff because I don't want to reject people, because I know how rejection can be. We all have been rejected in to some type of extent, but I haven't been rejected a lot, but um I have been like in situations to where maybe I wasn't favorable to someone, they didn't see me as favorable and they went in another direction, like for a job. Like it was a job that I really wanted, like a position. It was in the career of education at a particular type of school, and I was rejected. I Somebody else got the job. I had to learn to walk away. What I'm gonna go into the building and start killing folks because I didn't get the job? You know, it's people that is go to that extreme with when it comes to rejection, and it shouldn't be. You know, some people have been rejected a lot romantically. I haven't, but I'm just saying I've heard of, people that have been in situations where someone did not choose them and they married someone else. What are you going to do? Go and find the woman, kill her, and then kill him? Like people do this every day. You see it in stories every day. And these are people that have problems with obsession and they need to get professional help. They need professional help. They are Looney Tunes to think that you are so important and you are all of that where you can just take, even though you know it's not for you or that person don't want you. I learned a long time ago, dust your feet and keep it walking. And tell a person to kick rocks with open toe shoes. Because really, when it all boils down to it, that rejection could have been your protection. You don't know the person that rejected you could have been a serial cheater, or the job that you really wanted that you didn't get could have ended up being a job where you could have got in trouble for something, or you could have had a bad supervisor that made your life miserable. You just never know how sometimes rejection can be a blessing. So rejection is not always bad. But if you got some excessive behavior and you're not dealing with it, you need to get help. You shouldn't wake up in the morning or go to sleep at night with this person on your mind wanting to take vengeance on them. That's weird. Just know that maybe it's something about you that may be off-putting, or they may can't deal with your type of personality. Everybody can't deal with my personality. I can't deal with everybody else's personality. It's some people I'm like, oh no, I can't. I can't. I just can't. And then there's some people I'm like, you know what? I like this person. I can work with this person. They can work with me. Like I told y'all, I think a couple of months ago, I had a teacher that I was working with. Lady was hell on wheels. Well, hell on legs. She just had a problem with everything. She was nuts. Nobody liked her but one teacher, and that's because she gave her some money. Other than that, everybody was just like, "Oh my God, we can't deal with her." And I knew my personality. I tried to get along with her, and then when I couldn't, I'm just like, "I'm done." I have my limits. I'm not as patient as I used to be. At this point right now, I'm like, if you don't get your ass away from me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lose it. I give people a couple of chances, and then after that, I'm like, nah, you ain't me and you, you are not my cup of tea. Period. And that's okay if I'm not theirs. I don't care because the feeling is mutual at this point. But like I tell you guys, move on. Don't keep getting into the beef with people. Don't keep responding. Don't keep aggravating. Leave people alone. Don't feed into the BS. Let's just learn to let bygones be bygones. Why don't we? And move on. Peace to all of my people in here. Peace and love. May you guys have a wonderful weekend. I might go back up on Saturday. I'm not for sure. Like I said, Saturday's gonna be a full day for me, God willing. So I might come back up. But if not, just know that I love you guys to Reese's Pieces. I don't have to know you to love you. May you guys have a blessed day. And enjoy your life, enjoy the people around you and your family and friends. Talk to you guys later. Bye.